everybody, it's me again. Hopefully you can see me. I've turned my camera around so that when I show you the title, it's the right way around for you. So hopefully I'm in the picture. I'm going to have to read it all over again and try again. So today I've chose the story that is called The Giant of Jum. And The Giant of Jum is a story that is wrote by a lady called Ellie Woolard. And the person who made these lovely pictures is a man called Benji Davies. And I chose today's story because a little boy I know, he's not very little anymore, is called Benji, like Benji, who has illustrated the book. I thought that was quite fitting for today's story. So let's have a read of The Giant of Jum. The Giant of Jum was a grumpy old grouch who was constantly grizzling and grumbling. And when he was hungry, he'd slobber and slouch and say, "Oh, how my tummy is rumbling." "Fee," he said, and "Fie," he said, and "Foh," he said, and "Fum. How I pine, how I wish for a child on a dish. Little children are yummy, yum, yum." He doesn't like the broccoli that's in his hand. I love broccoli. And he thought of a tale that his brother had told of a beanstalk and a boy known as Jack. He'd be nice, thought the giant, if eating quite cold, with a side dish of beans for a snack. He strode through the land with such thunderous stomps that the trees started shaking and swaying. "Fum," he said, and "Foh," he said, and "Fie," he said, and "Fee. Children, I feel, make a fabulous meal. I will gobble you up for my tea." I'm glad I'm not a child. He's not going to eat me. But the children said, "What a magnificent man! You're so marvellously magic and tall." And they said, "Will you help us? We're sure that you can. Oh, please, will you fetch us our ball?" It's got stuck at the top of a fountain. The giant said, "Well, I suppose it won't hurt, but soon, have no fear, I'll be back. You'd be scrumptious if eaten with cream for dessert, just as soon as I've gobbled that Jack." "Foh," he said, and "Fum," he said, and "Fee," he said, and "Fie. Children taste nice mixed with pasta or rice, and they're perfect when popped in a pie." Children pie. But the children ran up and they yelled, "Look at that! Up there in the leaves, can you see? Oh, please will you help us and rescue our cat? It's got stuck up that sycamore tree." Oh dear, now that little boy's going to end up being stuck too. The giant said, "Well, I suppose it won't hurt, but soon, have no fear, I'll be back. You'd be scrumptious if eaten with cream for dessert, just as soon as I've gobbled that Jack." "Fie," he said, and "Fee," he said, and "Fum," he said, and "Foh. My very best treat is some children to eat. I will start at the littlest toe." Keep your socks on and he won't find your little toe. But the smallest boy whispered, "My legs are so sore." And he slumped to the ground and he cried, "I can't make it home. I can't walk anymore. Oh, please, could you give me a ride?" The giant said, "Well, I suppose I don't mind." And he lifted the boy on his back. The boy said, "I love you. You're wonderfully kind. And what is your name?" "I'm called Jack." It's Jack, who the giant wants to eat. "Fee," he said, and "Fie," he said, and "Little Jack Snack, is that right? I'll pulp you and stew you and gulp you and chew you and gobble you up in one bite." But the children said, "Oh no, you wouldn't. We think that you've made a mistake. You're such a kind giant, you couldn't. Nice giants always eat cake." Everybody's shouting cake. Oh, that looks like a good cake to me. The giant was starving. His tummy was rumbling, but then he said, "Wait, are you sure? I'm grizzly and grumpy and grouchy and grumbly. I've not been called lovely before." "You rescued a cat from a tree," shouted Jack, "and you fetched us our ball. You're so nice. You gave me a ride through the streets on your back, so we've made this for you. Have a slice." "Ho," he said, and hum, he said, and ha, he said, and he. "Chocolate's much better than children," and he ate it all up for his tea. The end. Oh, I'm glad that giant doesn't want to eat children anymore. We don't need to be afraid of the Giant of Jum. His favourite thing to have is chocolate cake. Well, I hope you enjoyed that story, and I'll read one to you again very soon.